G'day! In today's video I'm opening it up and replacing an earpiece speaker on an iPhone 12. With this we will lose the Face ID function as I'm unable to transfer over the flood illuminator from the old to the new. But at least this person will be able to have phone calls in private, which seems to be fairly handy to have on a mobile phone. To begin with, we're going to take the two pentalobe screws out of the bottom here. And also I have opened this one up prior to clean the speaker grill, which in turn I found out the speaker itself was no longer functioning. But also the front mesh here was extremely dirty and had no light penetrating through it. Since light wasn't going through it, no sound was going to go through it either. So I'm hoping we've replaced this one, we should be okay. This phone's been switched off now and it's been sitting on this blue heat pad here at 70 degrees Celsius. And now I should be able to get into here. I'm going to put some isopropyl alcohol around the edges to soften the factory adhesive, so it makes it easier for me to get into. Granted, on this one it's probably going to be a lot easier than for you to get in. There is a high chance of damaging a display trying to get into these newer models. I tend to put a little flathead screw or flat metal pry tool in the gap here and then proceed to work it around and lift up. As I said, this is coming off a lot easier as it has already been opened once before. There we go. And this should fold over like a book. And we're in. Now, I'm going to leave it just mostly attached here. We'll prop up the screen just so it doesn't have any tension down here. There is a risk of tearing that. But I'm just going to focus on these screws up here, and then I'll focus on the screen itself. So this is a slightly riskier method, where you can also just disconnect these two. Oh, actually, what the hell? I'll show you the less risky version. Let's go down that path. These two screws here, one here, one here. And from there this cover comes off and we'll lift up the battery first. I'm just putting my nail under the metal and flicking it up. So my nail's going under and flicking up the connection down here. I'll do the same with the screen, the two connections fit. So we go one out of the way, this one here, two out of the way, and then same with the front sensor. Fit like that, we can move it out of the way. Now we've got to take out the tri screw over here. All those other screws, apart from the pentalobe screws, have all been Y-shaped screws. These two over here are Phillips, all star. One and two. Oh, and I've also missed one down here. Go. Now move this out of the way. This one over here out of the way. There we go, and that's up and out. And we should have visibility through this spot right here. There. If you don't have any visibility through it, possibly need to replace it or clean it. Cleaning it usually resolves it the vast majority of the time. Every now and then it doesn't. In this particular instance it did not. But I'd say probably 80-90% of the time it just needs a clean. Especially if your symptoms are getting described as the audio speaker is being very faint. If it's being described as being very faint during phone calls, then you just simply need a clean. Okay. Go. Here, one, now as I mentioned, this will come at the expense of Face ID, so it depends if you want to have privacy during phone calls, which sadly Apple have serialized the parts and they either work on one or the other. Well, they only work on the phone that they're serialized for. Go, move that out of the way. And next up, I'll connect up the screen first. Connect that down there. And then this one goes under the latch over here. Push down. And from there, put the Y-shaped screws back in. There we go, that one's back on. Now we connect up the screen and then connect up the battery after that. Make sure the battery is disconnected when removing and adding the screen back on, as there is a potential of damaging the display or blowing the backlight circuit, or the display circuit on your iPhone. Go, next up, this one back on here. And screw back in up there. And we should almost be done. There is also the potential of a failed audio IC, which the chance of that is very, very minute compared to something like an iPhone 7 or 8. Go, fold that over. Go, pentalobe screws back in, and hopefully from there, your phone is going. I'll catch you guys later, and I'll see you in another video. Bye.